Welcome to Tuesday Q&A. I guess we'll wait. I'm sure there's probably some more people that'll be joining throughout the session. Michelle, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. It shows that there's a second person of you and it's waiting to join.
Okay, I
So I
thought I
just want to make
closed
sure
that
that
one out.
I'm not sure.
I tried to close that one out. I closed the window that one was on.
Yeah, it'll probably just take some time and it'll go away. But um, all right. Anyway, let's we can keep going. Yep, here comes more people. All right. Welcome to Tuesday Q&A. Just another open session, nothing specific to go over at the moment. Well, I guess I can talk about a couple issues that we've seen the past couple days, starting the end of last week, and might be a couple new features I can go over. There are a couple, actually, a couple new things. But anyway, we'll start off with any questions, unless if you guys want to hear about any of the issues. Maybe you've been experiencing it and not noticed, or maybe you've noticed and never understood what was going on.
Okay, I have a couple of questions.
Yeah,
Okay. So I noticed uh, on the system settings that there's use last day of period as invoice date. So does that mean like how we've got statements to run on the first, but it'll be for like March 1st to March, like on April 1st, it'll run the statements for March 1st to March 31st. It'll make the statement date March 31st instead of April 1st now, if I click on that.
let me see. Are you talking about statement generation days?
Well, in invoice settings, there's a setting that I noticed, because like when we run the statements, like when on April 1st, when Smart runs the statements, it'll date
Right.
the statement for March 1st to March 31st, but it'll date the statement date as April 1st instead of March 31st. So then some customers will turn around and say, oh, well, that's an April invoice, not a March invoice.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Uh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's based off of the last date of generation based on so if you want to do the 31st, you could do that. I think people generally choose the first because, uh, I mean, you wouldn't want to have to change it every month that it would be, the 30th or um, the 29th, depending on what month it is, right? So,
Well, the wording on this, where we go, use the last day of period as invoice date. So the period for the statement, even though it's run on April 1st at 2 o'clock in the morning, is actually March 1st to March 31st. So with this, instead with this, well, I guess I can test it. But it says enabling this will make statement dates, invoice, and open invoice documents always be the last day of the period, regardless of when the document was created. So to me, that would be saying that even though when I create this statement on when Smart creates a statement on the first for the day before and for the last period, then it should put the March 31st as a statement date, and then when it does it on May 1st, it should put April 30th for the statement date. It's in
okay, I think I
invoice
see.
settings.
Yeah, use last day of period as invoice date, that setting.
Yeah.
Think that might be newer.
Well, that's what I'm kind of wondering, because
Yeah, I
when we
haven't seen
signed
that.
up for Smart, we wanted it to be dated, the last day of the period. Then the other one in the same thing, include uninvoiced orders on statement. I'd like a bit more of an explanation on that.
Wait, say that last part again. Sorry, I was writing down a
So
note
if you
about that.
scroll down further, there's another option that says include uninvoiced orders on statement date.
Oh, yeah. So that just means anything that hasn't been invoiced already, but they're still in AR to be included into that statement. So even if so say it was part of a previous date, right? So you already did the invoice, but there was a couple orders that were not done yet in that previous invoice or in the previous statement that was generated. So it's just saying that it's going to collect that once it comes in.
Okay. So an invoiced order, is that like when it's made ready, or is that when it's delivered? Like I'm not a
Yeah,
hundred,
so I
I
guess
guess
yeah, I
one
guess
of
that is a little
because
confusing because it could go both ways. Yeah.
yeah, because one of the things we had happen just recently was we found some orders that hadn't been closed. They'd been modified and then not closed. So
Oh, and
they,
force finish. Yeah.
yeah, they hadn't been force finished.
Hmm.
So, it was actually including the amount of the invoice that was unfinished in the statement, but it wasn't actually including the invoice on it. So the statements weren't balancing what was on the statement. Like the
Okay.
invoices on the statement didn't match what the total was.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
So I'm just wondering what this means here, because the other thing is like, it runs the statements based on ready, not on delivered. So I'm wondering if this is why.
Tyler, I believe it has to be in AR to be on the invoice.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But it
Uh,
goes into AR when it's ready,
right.
even though
Yep.
it's not ordered, it's delivered. So whereas,
Yeah. Unless if they, like you said, they retracted it from AR to do something to the order and then forgot to hit force finish. Yeah. I mean, because there is another setting that you can. I don't know if it's fully ready yet, but changing what AR is actually in the system.
to
That's
delivered,
that's newer. Yeah, it could be when it's invoiced, as in when it's created, or when it's detailed, when it's returned, or when it's ready. Now,
yeah,
again,
well,
that is
we're looking
newer.
for when it's delivered, when the customer has it physically, whether they pick it up or whether we drop it off at their door as our AR. That's what we've been looking for since we joined Smart.
Yeah, that is something that we can change, and it's something that we can change, not necessarily. Yeah, so really, I guess I want to make sure that that works properly before actually turning it on for you guys.
Yeah, and we have to discuss it because it's going to mess up the accounting and get all over again. Like I'd have to get
Um,
reports for AR and stuff like that. Because right now we
so
can't get AR reports unless we can't get AR reports based on a date.
think we changed that too. I think there is a. I should have looked through this because I was looking at this. I was looking for this last week. You weren't in here, but I was looking for it. There was a specific report that we put in that would have helped you guys. Yeah, I'll need to come back to that because there was. I remember Mike saying something when it came across when we got the update that said, "Hey, this is something new," and he said, "Oh, Gibson's would have loved this 10 years ago or something like that."
Yeah,
Um,
because okay. So
yeah.
maybe I should get hold of Mike
Um,
because
no, not
he's
necessarily.
or on it.
No, not necessarily. I could go find it. It's just going to take me some time to figure out which report it
Well,
was.
yeah, I think that might be a whole separate conversation because it
Yeah.
whole private conversation because it means but it's out there now. So other people that basically we're looking on approved cash accounting, which doesn't quite recognize. But yeah, it may change and it may not. So okay, so about this invoice date, should I give it a try? Like I could or what the use last day of period as invoice date?
Oh, yeah. So apparently that's not a new setting. Supposedly it happened last year, in March. That's when that setting came out. I guess
Well,
nobody's
that's
really used
new
it.
because I didn't see it come out in any, it's new to me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think so. If it were me, I would test it on an individual customer,
Okay.
one that you are familiar with, or one that you could, kind of have an open line of communication with, that you're not too worried about. If things do go wrong, they're not going to get upset about it, or it might fix something that has somebody, uh, you know, bothered about the way that our billing works. So I would do it on an individual customer basis.
Yeah, I can do that. I have a customer that we don't even send their statement to them. So,
Oh, yeah, perfect.
okay, I'll let other people answer. I have some other things. Oh, I have two other things that are really, really bothering us. One
Okay.
is changing the billing location after an order is ready because we're getting customers that come to two different locations and they go to pay their bill and they only get billed for the one location, even though they've already picked up the other stuff at another location or it was delivered or something. And you can't change the billing location, or even if they notice like the customer was put in wrong, they dropped off at somewhere, but they're picking up somewhere else, but they're also picking up something that they dropped off at that location that they're picking up. So they have two different agents, and then
Hmm.
they only paid for half their order. because the staff doesn't know how to pay for multiple agents.
And are these instances, or are these customers, are they set to auto pay?
They could be statements or auto pay.
Because statements I could see, well, no, statements it should disregard. It should work
No,
regardless.
statements when we
Well,
go to,
no,
when
that's
we
not
get the
true.
check
Yeah.
in, you have to apply them by agent.
Yep,
It's
that's
really,
true.
it's really a problem.
Yeah, I mean, well, in general with Smart, I mean, your payments are based off of the agent. That's the primary thing. So especially if you're using Stripe, you want that because you could have, people like I don't think anybody's in here that does it actually, but
Well, I have a customer, Turner Porter Funeral Home, and
mhm,
we go to 3 of their locations.
mhm.
So they send us a check for the whole month, and then we have to break this check out or post it as a prepay, and then try applying it to the different, because we can't because we have to apply it 3 different times because they're on, or 2 different times because they're on 2 different routes. But it's one account, one master account. They just want one statement. They don't want separate statements for each location. Or like I said, we have customers that will are en route, and because they're close to our location, sometimes they'll drop off at our location. And then when they come to pick up, they say, oh, I want to pick up that stuff that the driver picked up as well as this stuff. And now they've got stuff that the driver picked up. So that was detailed into his agent. And then they dropped stuff off at the depot. So that was detailed into that agent. And then when it got moved over, the agent didn't get changed because the stuff was ready. And now the girls, when they go to pay for the order, they can't. They only pay for what's one of the 2. They don't pay for everything, even though everything's picked up. And
Yeah,
it happens
so
on a regular basis for us.
yeah, it happens because people are either choosing the wrong thing, or like you're describing, they're going to different locations, which would mean
Mhm.
that those locations should be paying for their orders. But it kind of depends as well, because like you're saying, it's a statement customer, right? But the reason for multiple payments based on order is because that's how Stripe designates what bank account to put the money into. A lot of people, they'll separate all of their stores into separate bank accounts so that they can see those transactions clearly on their bank account, or on their statements. So they know this is store 1, this is store 2, store 3, however many they have. So yes, it is a common, I'll call it a complaint. I won't call it an issue because it's working as it's intended.
Yeah. And then allowing link orders to be paid when it's not already. That's another big problem we're having. So like
Oh, to be auto paid?
it's the auto pay to pick up in the store, goes in as a deposit or as a prepaid for the orders they're picking up, and then it shows up in our picked up and not paid reports as outstanding, and then we go in and we see our customer has a credit and one order that wasn't ready and that sort of stuff. It won't let us pay if a customer has a linked order that's not ready. It will let us take the money, but it won't let us pay those invoices off that it will let us take the money for.
After they've been picked up, or you're saying that one
Well,
part
when
of
there's
the
still
order
one piece
hasn't been?
outstanding,
Oh, yes,
or
that'll
like
happen
in the case of
regardless.
household and dry cleaning. Dry cleaning's ready. The household won't be ready for a couple more days. It won't let it. Now I know it's all part of because of the in case you want to make a change to the previous order of that, but again, I think it would be less issues for us if we could just say once part of a link order is paid, you can't modify the previous ones, or the coupons are no longer valid or something like that. Because we had this with with our previous system where once part of an order that had a promotion on was paid, you couldn't modify the promotion. And that was fine. At least we got that order paid and off the system.
Okay. I mean, so even without linked orders, if you had multiple tickets of an order, so if you had an A and a B and one item from B was not complete, you're still going to have that issue, even if it's not a linked order at all.
Right.
So customer comes in and picks up A, B's not ready, so they don't pick up B, but they want to pay for B while they're there.
They want to pay for A that they're picking up. They don't want to pay for B that they're not picking up.
Right. I'm giving an
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
But say they do want to pay for A and B at the same time, even though they're not picking up B, they're like, well, when I come in and pick up the next one, I don't want to have to pay for it. I'll just come in, pick it up, and leave. They're still going to have to manually click that prepay for that order that's still in processing. And then that goes in as a prepayment, and then whenever they come in and hit pickup, it's on the CSR at the counter to click. Once you pick up, it pops up with the pay screen. Even though they already paid for it, you still have to hit that pay button to make sure that it fully processes and makes it go correctly. I think that's one of the perks of making sure that people are on auto pay and having card on file.
Yeah, except the thing is, a lot of our customers have been with us for a long time and they want to pay for what they're picking up. If they haven't picked it up yet, they don't want to pay for it, sort of thing.
Yeah, which
even some of those customers,
that.
we have credit card on files and they still don't want to pay for stuff they haven't picked up.
Yeah,
They just want to
of
pay
course.
for their. Anyway, I think someone else has some more questions, and it does cause us a lot of problems in the office. When we're trying to, it'd be great not to have PMPs. It'd be great to have everyone on credit card on file, but that's not, unless we want to turn away 30% of our customers.
Right. Yeah.
We're not going to get credit card on file for everyone.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I understand the thought process on that and the struggles that you're kind of running into.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Mubin.
Hey, I just wanted to ask about, I think we spoke about it last week, the search function on special cares, if there's any progress being made there.
I haven't heard anything about it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but thanks for the reminder.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Let me see if I can get some information on it.
Yeah, I think that would be really helpful, not just to us, but everyone else using smart systems. But,
Yeah, of
okay.
course. Yeah, I think right after the Q&A, I think maybe a couple of days later, I had somebody who asked the exact same question of like, it would be really nice if I could just search for this stuff. And I was like, yep, I agree. Yeah, so there's multiple people that are on board with that idea.
Okay, sounds good. I'll look forward to it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I see you, Brian. Hang on, I'm writing a note. Okay. All right.
All right. Just real quick. We have a single route on Tuesday, Friday. And we're I want to break it up into two different routes, like an AM and a PM route, to make it a little, whatever we name it. What's the best way to go about it? Do we just create a new route and then move those customers over that I want to move over to? Do I create sub routes?
Me personally, I would keep the main one so let me open it so I can actually see it. Okay, so yeah, so me personally, I would set up, I would leave Route 2 as the master. Then I would add two sub routes and make one AM and PM, route 2. Now, the headache that is going to come into play is figuring out what customers go where, because then you have everybody under Route 2, and now you need to move them to Route 2A and Route 2P or afternoon, whatever you want to. Yeah. So I think that would be the longest part of doing it that way. The other way would be to just create one extra route that would just be, and then rename this Route 2 to AM, and then make another route, still a master route as PM, but then you still have to go through the same difficulties of who to move over there.
Yeah, I know it's going to be manual moving over. I guess, how does geofencing work in that case?
Yeah,
in the sub route case.
Yeah, so you can have one master route split up into as many sub routes as you want. I actually don't think that there is a limitation on it, how many sub routes you have. I guess I could be wrong, but I guess I should probably look into that to see if there is a limit on it. Regardless, the biggest thing to remember with geofencing is it's all based on location. So you can have a fence or a location per route meaning sub route as well.
Got it. Okay. Do I have to, if it's a sub route, do I have to change agents or no?
Technically, no, you don't have to. I would recommend it. I would encourage it.
To have.
Just so that way. Yeah.
Okay. And then, go ahead.
So for your AM and PM route function that you're wanting to do, I don't think geofencing would be very good for it, unless if your AM is different than your PM location that you're going to.
They would be, right? Like, we're to the point where, I want to have one part of the town is considered A and the other part of town is considered B. So they'll have basically, when we started this, I broke it up into one route, and then I did two route, and then I did a route two and moved days and everything. And now I'm like, okay, I need three different kind of sections or pieces here, right? So, I'm okay with breaking it up. They're going to be geo fenced in the way that yeah. I guess that's it. They're already going to be geo fenced. Or I'm going to have Route A be one part of town, Route B be the other with zero overlap.
Okay, yeah, that's good. And then these locations aren't the same as Route 1, are they?
Correct. Yeah. So we're going to have technically three different routes in whatever sense we want to say, and three different physical locations.
Okay. Okay, yeah. That sounds very, very doable. It might just like we already talked about, it's going to be some manual manual work that's going to be probably a little painful, but
that and I'll deal with that. I guess the other thing is, when we print out the invoices, what do they look like? Is it still going to be? Would it be the sub route that gets put on there?
I believe that there's a setting that that you get to choose to what to display. Let me see if I can find it quick.
And why you look for that? So just to make sure I'm understanding it, Route 2 is going to only have. They're not going to have any customers on Route 2. They'll have two sub routes underneath of it, and every customer will be assigned to the sub routes, right?
Right, exactly. Route 2 won't have anybody on it. Yep.
Got it. And then if a new customer comes on and signs up, it'll be geo-fenced to the sub route.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. And it'll look really nice for your drivers, or driver if you only have one. It'll look really nice for them because they'll just have to go in and click Route 2, so everything will be the same. And just go and click Route 2, and then you can have it display if you want them to show this is Route 1, Route 2 customer, but it'll just be one list of all the stops that they need to make for the day.
Okay. And the stops are all going to be contained in the sub route?
Yes, technically, sort of, because it's underneath. Like Route 2 is being run, but Route 1 or sub route A and B are going to be in that list, if that makes sense.
Right.
But all the information is under the sub route.
I guess the real thing that I'm trying to accomplish here is have them come back to the stores, or to the store mid route. Because right now it's only one driver.
Yeah, I just thought about that. So yeah, we may want to scratch the sub route idea.
So just create a second Route 2.
Yeah, exactly.
With the same settings.
Right, exactly. Yep, do the exact same thing. Yeah. Because the way that I just described it would actually throw your driver off. That would confuse them. Because then
it does what we do right now.
Right, exactly. Yep, they would have to come back and re-go through the list, and
yeah. Okay. So I would change Route 2 to Route 2A, and then Route 2B, and then create the same settings of the days pickups, the whole thing, and then just manually move the customers over.
Right. Yeah, and you can name it whatever you would like.
Yeah,
you don't even have to use numbers or whatever.
Yeah, I used A and B as just a placeholder for right now. Okay.
Yeah, gotcha. So sorry about the long drawn out.
It was.
Let's do it this way, and then no.
It was good because at least I understood what sub routes are now, or at least a little bit better than I have. So, that's good. Okay.
All right. Very good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, and Michelle, really quick before I go on to you, I want to go over the problem that we've been running into since we're talking about routes right now. Brian, I'm going to use your instance if that's okay. You may not have been a victim of it, but maybe you were. So for those who are using the delivery app, which I believe everybody should be at this point, we did an update for it on Thursday. Actually, it might have been Wednesday. But people didn't start using it until Thursday just because typically Wednesdays aren't a big delivery day for most companies. So in here, the biggest thing that we're seeing is it's a loss of data, a loss of stops. Here, it looks like there's still one more stop to do. So maybe this was completed. I can see that they still have three orders that need to be done, still should have been delivered. And again, this is for Monday, so this is yesterday. And so even though it might have already been delivered, in the system, the POS never received that the stuff was actually delivered. So it's still needing to be delivered, although the driver may have already completed it. And the thing that we're seeing is that you may or may not see it. I don't know if everybody here has used the delivery app, but now there's a loading circle up in the top right next to the messages. And that's just meaning that the system is uploading data still that you've already done. But what we're seeing is that some people were doing that and the system wasn't ever fully catching up. And then they were, logging out, closing out for the day and being done. Well, then closing out of the app it essentially stopped the function of uploading data. And so then when they went to open it up the next morning, none of their stops were done, or a majority of their stops weren't done, and they still needed to be done. But we've rolled back that update as of, I think, Friday afternoon. And there were some people that still had the issue yesterday. That's why I'm looking at Monday. And tonight or early tomorrow, we should be pushing out an update that'll fix it or should fix it completely. But just something to be aware of if you are, or just let your route drivers know, if they are seeing that wheel up in the top right or that reload symbol, do not log out. Don't close out the app. Just let it do its thing. You can still continue your route and do everything. Just at the end of the day, make sure that everything matches before you close it out or log out of it. And it should prompt an error before you log out. It should say, hey, if you do log out currently, there's processing data. If you continue, you will lose that data. So at least it's going to give you a warning if you are going to be, or if you're going to fall potentially victim to this issue. Other things to go over. So a common thing that we were dealing with reporting is companies losing garments, whether by accident, on purpose, whatever it is. As in somebody just goes over and grabs a bunch of bags, turns out there's a bag in the middle, and hands it to the customer without checking. A common thing here. So now you no longer have to contact us for us to build you a report. You come in here to reports and go to location pickup history, set your time frame that you want to search for, check the store that you want to look for. It's going to populate which rack you're looking for, which one you last saw it on, or what Smart recognizes it as. And then you can choose the locations of what it was racked to. And then it's going to populate that information. That's in the way. Once I hit search, it's going to populate all this information as to what ticket, return date, rack date, location, everything. So you can see who did what and reach out to that customer to see if they have that garment.
It's awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
You should see the reports that I have to do this same exact thing. It's a mess, but
yeah, it's well, and another thing, I'm sure everybody has felt this when I say this, because I've also done it, but it kind of depends on which agent you get as well, as in the support agent. They'll build it differently, and obviously we try to all do the exact same method. That's why a biggest thing was to help to give us a default report that we could know. We don't have to all have a different method of finding these garments or helping find the garments. So yeah,
saves so much time.
Yeah, 100%, and it also saves us time for sure.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, and then the other thing, common thing, I'll say kind of, but disputes. Now, this is going to be under financials, so some people may or may not have the ability to see this depending on your permission level. But for disputes, starting, I think it was last week, maybe the week before, if you have any disputes, you're going to find that information here. It's going to give you a lot more information, and you're even going to be able to see why you were given the, if you lost or if you won, it'll tell you, or it'll at least provide you a reason from Visa, MasterCard, American Express, whoever it was. So there's going to be a lot more information, and it's going to be stored data. So you no longer have to call us, at the end of the year to be like, hey, how many disputes did I have last year? And can you give me how many I won, how many I didn't win? Yeah, I think those are the three biggest things that I want to make sure that everybody knew about. I don't know if there was anything else. All right, looks like we got some questions from that. I believe Michelle had her hand raised first, so go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, so our holiday schedules. All of a sudden we've been noticing it seemed to work before. Maybe I was just naive and didn't notice it, but if we change the schedule too late and the auto pickup is already booked, it doesn't schedule it for the new day. So like if we no longer So like, we had to go into Thursday for our Route 11 and
Mhm.
change all the pickups to Wednesday, once we change the route to Wednesday, because it won't automatically change it if it's auto. Even though we say we aren't going there Thursday, it doesn't move it back to Wednesday.
Yeah, yep. This is a common thing even for, the US clients. It does tell you before you change it, it does say that this is not going to work if you are changing it within the last 7 days.
Well,
So
problem
that's
is,
why,
we have no choice but to change it within 7 days.
yeah, that's
Like, you
well,
can't
kind of.
Well, because we can't say that we're going to Route 11. We can't say like 2 weeks before that we're going to Route 11 on Wednesday and Thursday, because then the customers will get for Wednesday and Thursday. Or in the case where Monday's a holiday and we're moving it forward a day, we can't do it until the day that we're changing is complete. So like, if Monday's a holiday, we have to wait
Hmm.
till the driver comes back the Monday before and
Yep,
finishes the route before we can now say we're not going Monday, we're going Tuesday.
yep, exactly.
next week.
Yep. But then that upcoming Tuesday, they're going to get, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And I don't remember having this problem before. It seemed to work before. It would update it. Now maybe I'm wrong, but it did seem to work before, and now it doesn't seem to work anymore, or mostly work at least. But now we had our whole route because we forgot to change it on Thursday. Like, we couldn't change the route for Thursday until Friday, basically, because we're going Wednesday this week. We couldn't say last week that we were going on Wednesday because we weren't going on Wednesday last week. And I don't remember it being, it seems more recent, like before it seemed to be work well. And then it lasts maybe 6 months. We've noticed that it doesn't seem to be working as well as it used to. And then we can't reschedule. We got to delete the day, and then it automatically creates the next day. So like, we went in and deleted the Thursday pickup, then it would automatically create the Wednesday pickup for regular scheduled customers.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I sent a note to
Okay.
somebody so that we could have a conversation about it to see if there is a reason behind it, as in the route logic, if it needs 7 days, or if we can change that so that we could change it at any point in time. Yeah, I won't comment on it.
Okay.
But I
then,
see your point.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, the other thing, we can, a sub, like on a route master, a sub on a regular regular scheduled route master can request a pickup, and it will show that they've requested, but if it's a will call, they can't.
It's actually a setting to just turn on.
Okay,
Yeah, it's allow subs to allow sub
it allows
master.
regularly scheduled master subs to do it, but it doesn't allow will call, because we got some calls where we only go there if there's a pickup. And then we have we have regular calls that we go there regardless, and then the sub, but when you go in, it doesn't give you the option to click that this customer's called to say they have a pickup if it's a will call stop. If the master stop is a will call.
Do you have an example? It sounds like you have an example.
I'd have to find one. I can't remember. I should have written. I know I should have written down. No, I don't have an.
I mean, that's okay. I'm sure we'll have another conversation within the week.
Scarlet Heights.
Because there's a setting that says allow sub delivery customers to schedule a pickup on the master's set days.
Okay, so
Which would just, as long as they have that enabled underneath that account or globally, whichever you prefer, or even the brand level.
I'll
or
have to
group
find.
level.
I do have the one that I can think of that's a will call. Doesn't have any on it because we had to take them off because we couldn't book them.
I think it just needs to be a setting that needs to be turned on for them.
Okay, I'll have to find one, and I'll send you a message once I do.
Yeah.
But and then I talked a couple times ago about getting the offline inventory, have the store specific ticket number show so we can actually find the orders if we have to use the offline inventory.
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened to that actually.
I just looked, it's not there, so
Yeah, no, yeah, it's not.
you can make a note on that, and then maybe while someone else, because I know some other people have hands, I might be able to find one before we get off the call.
Okay, yep, I got a note in on it. Good questions. You're reminding me of things that I have mentioned in the past and just have not followed up on, or expected them to already be done. So good on you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
See.
Okay, I'll look for that, a will call stop, and then anyone else has any questions, I'll just mute myself now.
Okay, all good. Oh, Brian, you said say that the X on the Stripe terminal instead of waiting for the timeout is another excellent change.
Yeah, we just started noticing there's an X on if I hit like pay by credit card by
Mhm.
mistake, right? Or they changed their mind. Previously, I had to wait until that timed out. Now
Yeah.
there's an X you can exit, and Smart will understand it's not waiting for the Stripe terminal, and you can process like a cash payment quickly.
Interesting. That's on the Stripe terminal itself.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I learned something.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't
maybe
obviously don't look at the Stripe reader all the time, so I
yeah.
don't see that.
So I mean, I got killed with that a few times. It was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I noticed it, so I don't know when it was put in, and maybe it was there forever. I don't know, but you know, I just noticed it. So
It had to be recent. Had to be
yeah,
recent, and maybe Stripe didn't update it. But either way, yeah, that's good.
Whatever
I
it
can
was.
second that as well. Sorry to interrupt.
Nope, go
Oh,
ahead.
you're good. You're good.
I was just gonna say I can second what he just said because I wasn't aware of it either until one of my girls she showed me. Otherwise, I was gonna wait like however long, but she was like, "No, you can just do this." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah,
So,
it
I guess
it
maybe
makes
a lot of
everything.
people don't know about it.
Yeah, it makes everything so much better.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'll have to let my staff know because we've had the same issue. I think I found the customer that
Okay.
you can't request a pickup.
Okay. Yeah. Who is it?
So the master account is the Hamptons condominiums, and the individual is Fiona Anders, Ayers.
Yeah. Yep. So you just need to allow sub delivery customers to schedule a pickup on the master set days, which you can do that under the individual customer. It's currently turned off, so they wouldn't have the ability. Go under settings and under that account, and then go to customer website. Scroll down, and it's not too far down. Should be right there. Two below offer store delivery. Would you want me to turn it on for you, and then I can check one of the customers?
Yeah. So how come,
Okay.
but we didn't have this problem with it. The Hamptons, is it let me go to, let me duplicate this.
Oh wait, this isn't a master account.
Let me look.
This is just a business account, unless if I'm looking at the wrong one.
Okay, so the Hamptons condominium is, yeah, it's a delivery master, but maybe it wasn't set up correctly. Because it says delivery sub accounts, and it's a will call. If you go into the Hamptons itself, so it was set up as a business account, and it should have been set up as a group master, or maybe that's why.
I might be looking at the wrong account. Is there a phone number on that?
64, no, you probably are looking at it. It's probably not set up correctly. 647
504
95.
Yep. Yeah, this account is not set up correctly. It needs to be a group account, and I'm sure you know exactly what needs to be changed.
Yeah, I just after I screwed up everything by changing a couple of accounts, I'm a bit paranoid about changing them.
I understand that. Yeah, I can second that.
Okay, so needs to be a master, not a billing, just a general master.
It kind of depends. Is that a company that is taking on all of the payments, or each customer underneath going to pay their own bill?
Yeah, it's just a delivery man. Because it does, if you go to root, you do see the delivery sub account's name.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the old way of setting up delivery sub accounts, I guess.
I see the delivery location part. Oh.
If you go into root, at the root bar, you'll see that it says delivery sub accounts.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's weird.
And then if you go to her, it says the Hamptons. And then for root, it says delivery with master. So, and a master account is the Hamptons. But you can't pick up, you can't book a pickup for her when it's set up this way.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we turn on the...
Like if I was to change him to the Hamptons to regular, I probably would be able to.
Let me set...
Because right now it's a will call?
No, I don't think that's it. What's the customer's name?
Today's Tuesday, right? So we're not going to this call today. So if I change to route regular, I can change it back after. And then I go to Fiona and I refresh. Now I can schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a will call, I can't schedule it. If the delivery master is a will call, we can't schedule it. And even if we schedule a call for the will call, we can't say that she specifically called in.
I was able to change it, or I was able to schedule it just
For
by
Fiona?
enabling that setting. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I should go and enable that setting.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, change it back to will call, save, go back to Fiona. No, once I change it back to will call and you go into Fiona, it's no longer there as an option to schedule her.
And you're logging in as viewing the customer website.
Well, I'm actually clicking in through. Let me just go through. Yeah, I'm in the website.
Because I mean, I have created an order, which would theoretically create a stop for them,
Who did you create an order for?
for Fiona, from the customer portal.
So I don't see an order there for her. F5.
Okay, I see it. Okay, so I had to enable it on their account. Or did you turn that setting on? Or did you change?
I didn't change any settings in the thing. I also did was change from will call to regular. And then I changed it back to will call again, the Hamptons. So when the Hamptons was a regular call, I could schedule, it showed up with a thing where you could click and schedule her. But when it was, now that it's a will call, that screen's, when you go into pickup, that screen isn't there anymore to schedule her.
I see. I can schedule it, but it just says there are no available dates for pickup at this time. Okay, let me see what's going on with that. Because something does seem weird, and I'm just testing the basics of it.
Like I can schedule the Hamptons, but I can't schedule the individual if the Hamptons is a will call, or if the delivery master is a will call.
Yeah. Okay, I've got that
All right.
taken down. All right. Are there other questions? We got about 5 minutes, give or take a couple minutes. Any other questions or any feedback about anything?
Oh yeah, I had a question about. I remember y'all used to upload all of these onto YouTube at some point. I was wondering if y'all can maybe start looking into doing that again for the times that maybe I miss a meeting or other people miss the meetings.
Yeah, let me see what's going on with those. I know who should be working on them.
Yeah, I remember I used to catch up, especially when I first started getting involved working with Smart. I would just go back to previous videos that had already been uploaded, and it helped a lot. And I didn't have to bug you guys about getting some answers.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I sent a message. Yeah, we'll see what's going on with that and get that going.
I potentially had a silly question. I am just recently starting to work with Smart, and I know one thing that the drivers have mentioned is that in Smart, when it comes to like the maps, it doesn't recognize one-way streets. Is there going to be any form of update so that, they don't get, for people who aren't aware of the current route, say like a new driver, so that that doesn't happen?
And so are they using Google Maps, Waze, or some type of navigation app on their device?
I think in the Smart app, like when they're doing the route, it provides a map in there, if I'm not mistaken. I just kind of shadowed some of our drivers, and that was just one of the things that they said. They were just like, yeah, it doesn't recognize one-way streets. So it was just when I was shadowing that they mentioned that, and I was just like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So when you were shadowing, were they hitting the go to button on the customer, and then was it pulling open
Yeah,
the map?
it gave them like a
Or
route through inside of the app when they were pretty much like following from one hotel to the other hotel. So it would give them like a whole entire roadmap, but it just didn't recognize one-way streets.
okay, interesting. Yeah. I need to look into that to see what that's about. I'm glad you brought that up. And which cleaner are you at?
Laundry in San Diego.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah. That's something I'm gonna need to look into and probably test a little bit just to see what I can get on that.
Thank you so much.
And of course, not a problem. All right. We got about 3 minutes left. Any questions, or think we're all good to wrap up here? All right. I'll take that as seems like we're all good. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your week. And if you need me, you can put in a ticket, or you might be able to catch me on the live meeting. All right. Have a great rest of the week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler.
Bye.